Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening. We've got a couple of people joining us from multiple devices. Hopefully, you can hear us and see us okay. How are you guys doing? How is everybody? How are we all? Let's make sure you can hear me and see me. Let's make sure that you guys can interact in the chat. We're going to have a few different activities, a few different questions. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's start with the first question. How are you feeling? Where are you tuning in from? Let's see. So I can see Diana. Hello, hello, hello. If it's Gianna that I'm thinking of, you're probably based in Manchester. Yes, that's it. Yep, I know who's online. Wonderful, wonderful to see you, Gianna. Good to have you with us. I can see more hellos. Hello, 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 everybody. Where are you guys tuning from? How's it going? What are you up to these days? Is it school, university exams? Is it college preparation? Is it work? What's happening in life? Do tell us in the chat. In the meantime, we're going to get started. I know there'll be a number of individuals joining us later on as well, but I appreciate it is an afternoon, and I would love to make sure that we use and make the most out of this time together, and we use your time effectively. I can see we've got somebody driving to Bristol. Robin, safe journey. And I can see we also have a Birmingham currently studying for A levels. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, we've got people who've got interviews. Diana, best of luck for the interview tomorrow, and hopefully yesterday went well. So preparing for that. Great, great, great. This is brilliant. Please keep telling me what is it that you guys are doing. Again, everybody is in a different part of your career, different stage of life. And we also, of course, recording as well. So hello to everybody who'll be watching this later on. So, what's the plan for today? Well, the plan for today is to cover a number of different things that all relate to FlightCrowd memberships. Some of you may already be members, some of you may be still exploring FlightCrowd memberships, and that's totally fine. We'll hopefully be able to answer all the questions that you might have about about us as an organization, about FlightCrowd memberships, about the opportunities that we have prepared for you. There will be a range of different things that haven't been shared previously, super exciting, that I have prepared specifically for today, and such as the calendar of events. Drum roll. We'll actually drum roll later on. I'll tell you when to do the virtual drum roll. But yes, would love to share with you more about what is it that you can do with us as a FlightCrowd member, and indeed with our industry partners and academic partners and charitable partners. So loads and loads to talk about. I appreciate if some of you have been with us for some time, or if you already joined some of the previous events, that some of the content will be a repetition for you. I always start with a bit of an introduction to future of flight sector and introduction to FlightCrowd. So apologies if you know it all. Hopefully you'll join me next time in delivering the session. But just wanted to make sure that we cover all the ground, especially for those watching later on. But we will, second part of the webinar, will certainly focus on all the opportunities that are available for you as a FlightCrowd member. Let's get started. So I kind of asked this already, but let's still do a poll because I've got that question, and hopefully the polls will be working this time around as well. So we've got a question of help us to get to know you, and there are a couple of different options. You can select I am a school or college student, I'm an undergraduate, postgraduate, recent graduate, parent, educator, or industry professional. So I'll just give you all a second to reply. So we've got an industry professional, we've got some college school students. I suppose I'm missing some other as another description. I can see somebody's kind of in between experiences as well and looking for the next role. So we've got that as well. Fantastic. Thank you so much. It's really, really useful for me to understand who's in the call. Thank you. So um it's good to meet you. Let me introduce a bit about myself. For those of you who don't know me, hello, I'm Maria Tarbanowska. I am the founder of FlightCrowd. And I'll tell you all about FlightGuard in a second, but a bit about me. I am an aerospace engineer by background. I live and breathe aviation 24/7. I made it my full-time role, my part-time role, my volunteering role, and everything else I do outside of work. So I am a future flight advisor, engineer as mentioned, aviation ambassador for Department of Transport, entrepreneur with FlightGuard being my main COVID baby, I suppose, STEM ambassador and EDNI advocate. I love working on this future of flight sector because I think it's got, no, I don't think, I know it's got a lot of potential. And I'm very, very passionate to open the doors to this industry for as many young people and experienced professionals as possible. And so this is what I do on a daily basis. I very much work with the industry, work with the charitable organisations, with our partners in academic institutions, and I am blessed to have a team of volunteers who will support me and part-time individuals as well working for us at FlightCrowd who all supported me on this mission. So my day looks like flying drones and talking to industry and making sure that the air taxis indeed become a reality in the coming years here in the UK and globally, and doing loads and loads of outreach here in the UK, supporting young people, young talent like yourselves, those of you on the call who are at the start of your career. So that's a bit about me, but let's continue learning a bit about you. So the next question is, how familiar are you with all things future flight sector? Oops, apologies, that is the wrong poll I've launched. Ignore that one. Let me try again. This one, there we go. So how familiar are you with future flight, air mobility, sustainable aviation? So we've got completely new to it, tell me more, not too sure, looked into it a bit, find it cool and want to get involved and already involved in the sector. Oh, can I actually? I wonder if I can. And the poll said we've got, right, we've got all the answers. I wonder if I can share the results. Can you guys see it if I share it like this? I don't know. How can you see? Oh, this is exciting. I'm exploring the Zoom capability. Oh, yes. Oh, great. Brilliant. Fantastic. So what can you see? Can you see like the percentages, also the number of people who've answered? Let me know. Maybe I'll be able to watch you on the recording. But what I see is there's a vast majority of you find it cool and want to get involved. Percentages. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Oh, I know next time around I'll be definitely sharing that. Thanks to you. I love the interactivity as well. Appreciate it. So most of you find it cool and want to get involved, but you aren't involved in the sector yet. Fantastic. So you already know a bit about it, and hopefully it is through FlightCrowd. Or maybe our partners. But indeed, you're yet to get involved in the sector. Great, you're in the right place, and hopefully we're going to be able to support you. And Robin, I know you're already involved. It's brilliant to have you on board as well. Indeed, FlightGuard is a family of people. I will call us a family. It's a family of people who come from all sorts of backgrounds, but there's no such thing as too young or too old, and there's no such thing as underexperienced or too experienced. I definitely think there's a way for all of us to come together and exchange our knowledge and exchange lessons learned, and yes, in order to kind of create a better future of skies together. So thank you, team. Wonderful to get to know a bit more about you. So next up, introducing the future flight. I mean, again, apologies if you already know about it, but I just want to very briefly cover it. Just to make sure that we're all on the same page. So when I say future flight, I really talk about the concept of transporting people and goods such as parcel, your NHS medical blood delivery, and different organs delivery. That is already medical blood delivery and medical medicines delivery is already taking place. Imagine even in London and in other parts of the UK and around the world. So it is something that is happening. I know that it's in the name, it's future flight, but it actually is a reality of today. And hopefully we're going to be able to scale the industry to make sure that it's delivering that public good on a global scale. There is a number of different names for the sector: air mobility, sustainable aviation, electric aviation, and there's also a number of different aircraft that will be delivering this life-changing transformation of the way in which we will move, such as drones, such as eVTOLs, also known as the air taxis, and companies like the Skyfarer that you can see here are the ones who are very much shaping the future of our skies. And so These aircraft, they absolutely are designed to make sure that the future is sustainable, is accessible, and I got involved into the sector because I find it super exciting, and I really hope that we are able to make sure that aviation isn't there just for the healthy and wealthy, as I always like to say, but it's there for everybody. So we democratize the way in which we travel, and we connect rural communities. So that's a bit about future flight and what I mean by future flight. One thing about this industry that also appeals to me, and hopefully you'll find appealing, is that it's not just about the aircraft. A lot of you may be interested in the aircraft. In fact, do let me know if you want to become a pilot, for instance, or if you have any career aspirations, you already know what you want to do in the future. Please let me know in the chat as well. It'll be interesting to see who's passionate about what side of the industry. But if you aren't interested in the aircraft, that's totally fine as well, because we're talking about so many different parts of this ecosystem that need to be created from scratch, from infrastructure, infrastructure, new air traffic management solutions, new regulatory solutions, to of course technology on board of the vehicle. We're talking about new, I think I've mentioned already, regulatory and digital applications such as your apps, and how we're going to be able to book the trips, or in fact call the air ambulance service. There's so many, and that really requires a lot of innovation, which means to me loads of talent, loads of new ideas, and loads of better and new ways of doing things. But talking about the real world applications as well, that's another exciting element, is that there's so much that you can do with this technology, which is what inspired me. One of the many things that inspired me to get into the sector. Um, is that we're looking to use future flight technology for medical aid delivery, for green logistics, for emergency response. And all the photos here that you see, I mean, wind races, working well everywhere in the UK, going to the Arctic, going to remote locations and other parts of the world. Vertical Aerospace just unveiled their new aircraft yesterday in Canary Wharf. Again, looking to connect communities to begin with in the south of England, and then later expand. There's so much that you can do with this technology. And so it is all about, as I mentioned, in these using these innovative designs that hopefully you'll agree with me. They look nothing like anything you've seen before in traditional civil aviation, and so offering those sustainable aerial solutions to complement the existing transportation modes. We're not talking about completely replacing helicopters. We're not talking about replacing cars on the ground. No, this is an additional mode of transportation that will complement everything else that exists. Oh, I can see one pilot online. Brilliant. Thank you, Diana. Well, again, loads and loads of opportunities for pilots, because ta-da, one of my favorite slides. And honestly, it is so hard to keep track of all the numbers. Well, what I want to say is this industry has a huge potential, and I love sharing this because I mean some of you may be very passionate about the numbers, maths people, give me a bit of a hands up, but also those who are interested in kind of, well, this is a nice story, Maria. Thank you so much for telling, for sharing. But what's the real opportunity? What's the scale of this sector? What's the scale of the opportunity where we can get involved? And so here I am to show you all these wonderful numbers that keep growing every single day, not even month, every single day, because the scale of the industry is immense. Here in the UK, we definitely have a range of different organisations, again, from drone developers. And to those who are developing software and radars and sensors and all sorts of infrastructure solutions, etc., and new propulsion systems and new aircraft designs. And there's so much money that has been invested and will be invested, will continue to be invested by governments and other industries, such as airline industry, such as the automotive industry, into development of future flight, because there are so many potential use cases. And so this is all super exciting. And the bit that excites me the most is the number of jobs that will become available in Europe, in the UK, around the world in the coming decade. And every time that there is a new organization that launches, every time that there is um, a new project that is being funded. For instance, here in the UK, we have an organisation called Innovate UK. It's a governmental agency that is very much supporting the industry and funding a lot of research and innovation. Every time we have more and more support, it means more jobs. part-time jobs, more full-time jobs, more internship opportunities, more opportunities to learn and to grow. And so that's exactly what Flightcard is focusing on. That's what we are passionate about, creating opportunities for young people to enter this sector and very much, yeah, shape the future of skies. And I'll say this, I've said this already, I'll say this again. It takes engineers and designers and coders and analysts and pilots and communicators and creatives to build the future. It is a huge ecosystem. And so whatever it is your background, whatever it is your interest, please don't give up on it. Please don't leave the sector and don't doubt yourself and don't think, oh, if I like, for instance, art and studying engineering, there's no way for me to combine the two. I've done that. I've done that quite in a quite interesting way, I think. I've combined both of my academic backgrounds. It is completely up to you how you combine your all the projects that you've worked on, all the experiences you've had, all the academic background, because the future of flight, there are no um, there are no university degrees that can prepare you fully for what it is to come, for the industry that is being created. And so that's why we need for you to have those different academic experience, different projects that you've worked on, and different new ways of thinking and approaches, all combined into a unique almost blend of who it is that you are and how you want to respond to industry challenges. So please don't give up on any of the exciting things that you're interested in. If you're interested in art, you can go into city planning and graphic design and vehicle design. If you're interested in humanities, again, there's so many opportunities with environmental concerns, sustainability that all relate to aviation. You don't need to just study aerospace engineering. I did, but there's so many incredible ways in which you can combine and create your career pathway. And that is largely what Flyco is all about, helping you discover what's out there and helping you get from where you are to where you want to be. So, talking about Flightcard, I can see a number of familiar faces online. So thank you so much, and hello, hello, hello to everybody. I am going to relaunch this poll, asking you how familiar are you with Flightcard's work. So we've got I'm completely new. I follow you on socials. I'm a volunteer. Hello to all volunteers, and I attended one of your events as an attendee. Right, so we've got quite a few. Yep, so we've got quite a few event attendees. Oh, nobody's completely new. Hooray! Well, I mean, to be fair, it's brilliant. Thank you so much. Right, let me end the poll and then I'll share the results. Oh, apologies, I didn't let everybody respond. But those of you who have responded, thank you for sharing. So we've got a couple of volunteers and we've got people who have attended our events in the past. So welcome back. And it's exciting to see that you're continuing your journey with us as a volunteer, sorry, as a member potentially, or already a member. But for those of you who might be watching this later, or completely new to Flightcard, welcome, and hopefully I'll be able to introduce you to our organisation and the things that we've done and things that we're doing, and hopefully let you see what it is that you can do with us and how it all links to your career journey and your career aspirations. So, moving on, just checking up on the time. I think we're doing pretty good with the amount of slides that I have. How is the tempo for you guys? Am I going too slow? Am I going too fast? Is it good? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. I'll take a briefing in the meantime. Yeah, perfect. Brilliant. Thank you. I'll stick to this then. I mean, it really helps as well if you have been previously to our events and know about Flightcard. So you're like, yep, Maria, we know this. Yep, perfect. Brilliant. Thank you so much, team. Wonderful, wonderful to hear from you. So, introducing Flightcard to those of you who may be a bit new to us, or in fact, who may not have seen this as kind of as a way to yeah, there are a couple of slides that I essentially put together recently that I think where we are reflect us quite well. And I'll say where we are because Flightcard has been around for 5 years. We are an educational for profit and we are here for young people. We are young people. I'll consider myself one of them. For as long as I can. But we are designing everything for young people, and we are volunteer led. And we have been here, we are constantly changing because we're changing in response to the needs and interests of our community, i.e., yourselves. And so we're here to help you learn about the development of electric aviation sector and help increase the employability by helping upskill you and helping very much make sure that you, with again, whatever background it is that you have in terms of academic background, in terms of your interests and passions, we can help you with tailored support and tailored learning to get to where it is that you want to get to. Oh, please, somebody, can you remind me to talk about learning? Because that's I've just realised that isn't the slide that I've put that I've included in the slide deck, and I completely forgotten. So hopefully I'll remember to talk to you about it later. But yes, but in the meantime, what is it that we provide? Well, we provide a range of different experiences for you to learn about the sector and get involved, from webinars and workshops to career guidance, industry mentoring, and outreach programs. So quite a few of you will know us through the boot camps. I can see some of the boot camps alumni. Hello, hello, hello. Tailored masterclasses and training modules and volunteering. Scholarships is something that we started offering quite recently as well. Memberships is something we've opened earlier this year, and experiential visits with our partners and more. And I'll say that we have changed, and I'll say that we will be changing. And that is because 5 years ago, the industry was in a very, very different stage. I got involved in electric aviation 7 years ago. And so 5 years ago, COVID hit, of course, and the industry was experiencing quite different challenges to where we are today. Not many people were flying. If you think about civil aviation, electric aviation, we actually saw quite a bit of influx of interest and investment because it was about sustainability. But where we are now, the world has gone back to normal, if you wish. We're flying more than ever. And certainly there's an acceleration, even more acceleration in terms of investment and interest in future flight technology. And so Flight Crowd is the vision for our organization is to of course kind of continue supporting our the industry that we're so passionate about, but more than anything is to make sure that there are meaningful pathways and creating those meaningful pathways for every single learner, for every single young person, regardless of your background, and helping you access those meaningful pathways and contribute to building that future of aviation to be safer, to be cleaner, and to be more inclusive. When I started my journey in aviation, there definitely weren't as many opportunities as there are now. And fast forward to today, myself and my colleagues at FlowCloud, and indeed our colleagues in the charitable and non-profit sector, we're all super passionate about doing things that we didn't have when we were your age. And only in that way we think we can pay it forward, and we can make sure that the future of aviation is created right from the first time, from the get-go. And so our mission is to empower you to be your best selves, professionally and interpersonally, and develop the skills, to develop those experiences, to equip you with the right knowledge about the sector, but also about what is out there, and how can you contribute, and how you can engage with and shape that rapidly evolving world of future flight. I'm sure we'll shape, and I'm sure we'll change. Flight Card will change, but for 5 years we've been doing a lot of kind of industry awareness, I suppose, and early career support. And it's definitely a time as the industry is preparing for its next couple of years when we will be seeing drones and electric aircraft operating around the world as a norm, as part of the kind of routine air operations. Flight Card will be evolving as well, and of course supporting our community in more meaningful ways than ever. So, what is it that we do, and why does it matter? Because we know that it does. What is it that we do? What don't we do? It's all about raising awareness and championing inclusion, building career readiness. I mean, those of you who have been to our events, and it seems like most of you have, you'll see it that everybody in the room is looking different, can speak in different languages, and can have could have studied different degrees. I'm so proud of that. We have never ever put any barriers for anybody to access our events and opportunities, and or any ratios, any quotas, etc. We are for everybody. We really are. And we want to make sure that everybody feels included and feels supported and feels like this is a community for them. And so you'll see from all the photos and from all our events, we really want to try and make sure that our community is very much how future flight will look like, because it definitely is the time to democratize the aviation sector, and be to created by everybody and for everybody. And that's why I think our community needs to be the way it is, and it is. So sorry if that didn't make sense. It made sense in my head. I hope you guys you guys get what I mean. And so, otherwise, because if we don't create raise awareness of the opportunities and of what the sector can achieve, and if we don't build career-ready future workforce, i.e., if we don't help you guys to get to where you want to be, the sector will risk leaving people behind, and creating solutions that aren't accessible, that aren't sustainable, that aren't inclusive by design or price point, and very much just not being able to deliver on all its promises to the public. And so we want to make sure that sector really meets all those target numbers in terms of its potential, its growth, and its capability to meet the public need on a global scale. So it's all about mentoring, outreach, insight days, and practical upskilling to ensure aviation is shaped by everyone. I will skip through a lot of the numbers on here. You can take a look at it afterwards. I'll be able to share the slides, but essentially we have done a lot in the 5 years. We are 5 years. We're 5 years old. We have turned five earlier this summer. We have celebrated very quietly, I should say, but to be fair, as part of our 5 years anniversary, we are doing this rather than doing one event, we're doing a whole year of events, I suppose, and a whole year of different types of support to our community members and our industry partners, because the show must go on, but also but also because we know that we have done so much in terms of reaching young people on a global scale and working with teachers, working with students, and I want to do more and I want to create that meaningful impact on a global scale. So yes, thank you to those of you who have been a part of all these incredible numbers and all these incredible programs that we have done in the past. Stay with us because we want to continue our next 5, 10, 15, however many years we've got ahead of us. Plenty, plenty. We're not turning the lights off just yet. Thank you for being here. And we really hope that you'll be able to help us shape the future of our sector and the future of Flightcrowd together. So thank you for being with us. So I'm going to take another sip of water. I'm, in fact, in the meantime, I'm going to ask you another question. So, what aspect of Flightcrowd's work are you guys most interested in? So, I have a couple of options. We've got career opportunities, advice, and guidance. We've got industry visits and events, mentoring, networking, scholarships and grants, volunteering, and not too sure, still exploring. These are multiple choice, so you'll be able to select it quite a few if a few of them appeal to you. I'll just give you a second. Oh, I think hopefully this is a good list. Oh, I can see everything. Everything is being ticked. Loads of volunteer opportunities. Brilliant. Oh no, this is right. I'll give you a second because I can see the numbers changing. Thank you so much, Matt. I'll end it here. I will share the results with you because I love this new feature that I have just discovered. So we have quite a few of you interested in volunteering, career opportunities and advice and guidance, industry visits and events. Those are kind of our top three, and then followed by networking opportunities, scholarships and grants and mentoring. Regarding mentoring, that's quite interesting. Is there, do you guys want to, oh, you didn't realize it was multiple choice. That's fine. So some people didn't. That's okay. Feel free to put some more ideas or anything that I have missed or anything that particularly interests you. So you should feel free to put it in the chat. But thank you guys for sharing. And in terms of mentoring, it's so interesting to see that mentoring scored the lowest. Please do share if you're comfortable. What is it that, oh, perhaps work experience. Yep. Oh, I've completely missed that. Yeah, right. That's something for the future. Thanks for sharing. In terms of mentoring, it's so interesting because that is something that we started exploring, but we didn't perhaps see as much of an interest in mentoring. I will have a slide talking about mentoring because that is something that we'll definitely share with our members and beyond. But it is interesting that that's probably the least popular option out of others. How so, guys? Is it about you don't think you need the mentoring or you haven't done it in the past, you don't know how it works? Let me know because that would be very useful for me when I get to the mentoring slide. And I'll let you type up. In the meantime, I'll continue. But again, thank you for all the interactivity. So this is quite a busy slide. I will very briefly cover the elements that I've got here. And again, I'll definitely share the slides with you afterwards to take a look at. But educators, industry, and young people, and it very much, yeah, we are here for for all of our partners, all the stakeholders that we see working with, because we really think that this industry needs to be created by all. So for educators, I appreciate none of you are on the call, but maybe some of you are watching this webinar later, the recording. It's all about providing industry links and opportunities, so that young people can go from an academic environment there into the industry setting. It is about supporting them with career skills and helping them develop those career skills. It is about helping them learn about the industry from the industry. It is about exposure to wide aviation roles and providing that structured enrichment opportunities, because some of them may be interested in continuing the career in academic environments such as universities or maybe even doctorate, etc. But maybe some of them are more interested in opportunities that are more hands-on, more practical. And those are the things that we are able to help them explore, because we do have all those professionals in our network who have followed different career pathways, and we do know that it's all about tailored support and tailored opportunities for each individual depending on their circumstances. It's all about clear, honest, and realistic guidance as well, because we want to make sure that once people choose their pathway, they're happy when they start their next career step. We do know quite a few people who came to us after they have started, for instance, an apprenticeship, and they had to drop out, or university and they had to leave it because it didn't meet their expectations. And so in order to save everybody time and effort and energy, we just want to make sure that all those conversations are had before young people make those decisions. So that's kind of some of the things that we do for our educational partners, and for our industry partners. Well, we're here to work with yourselves and the government on shaping that future, and allowing a diverse, motivated talent pipeline to gain those opportunities with you, and to co-create events and content and challenges, all for the benefit of young people, and to make sure that the people that we work with are very much are there to meet your needs, and they're aware of all the skills and all the opportunities that exist. And it really is, I'm not interested in just creating opportunities that are simulations, I suppose. I really very much want to focus on things that are industry led. And so that's a bit about what we do. And young people, for those of you online, I mean, it's everything I've kind of mentioned already. It's a flagship programs, it's exclusive member content, it's volunteering in part-time roles. We've had other of our volunteers become our part-time supporters. Some of you online as well at the moment. Good to see you guys. Free online community with peer industry support. That's there, of course, and that membership is that additional support for those who are. I don't want to say serious about their career, but definitely want to have more access to opportunities, and more support, and more one-to-one guidance as well. You can have all the access to myself and Robin as well, our director. But I'll come back to the executive support in a moment, and stay in touch in general FC, and honestly, just us being there. That's what we do. Supporters, yes, I mean they don't all fit on one slide, and that is brilliant news. These are the ones that did fit. So industry, education, and media here in the UK, globally, we're fortunate to be working with so many around the world, so many people who are on the same page. We are not stopping. We are going to be expanding this list of industry education providers, media events, and charitable organisations, because the future needs to be created by all of us. And there's a lot of duplication of work, which we don't want for it to happen. We want to make sure we all build on each other's strength, and complement each other's, I suppose, weaknesses. So get in touch, discuss how we can help you. Get in touch if you're interested in doing something together. So with nearly half an hour left, it's time to talk about Flightcard memberships. Thank you to all of you who've kind of been through at least some of these slides, if not all of these slides before. Let's talk about Flightcard memberships, and what is it that you can do, and how do you get the most out of it. So, Flightcard memberships, we have launched it earlier this year, and they are at the moment, until the end of 2025, until 31st of December 2025, they are £5 only for 12 months. We've got a 5-year Flightcard offer, and it's all about offering that extra support, exclusive discount, and exclusive opportunities for our Flightcard led events, but also our industry events and partner events. interest and insight group, something else that we've launched earlier this year, and I'll talk about it in a moment, mentoring scheme, executive guidance and advice, member-only scholarships, member community, and networking. And I decided that I will cover each of these individually. And then you'll be able to, oh yes, by the way, we will have some time for questions at the end, but feel free to also drop me some questions as we go, because I'm able to look through the chat as well. I mean, memberships. The next event is for members only. Is the webinar coming up on the 18th of December? We are launching our Engineers Insight Group, so we really are ramping up our events and opportunities. It's not all going to be webinars. You'll be pleased to know there'll be a lot of different types of support available. There'll be webinars. There'll be networking opportunities, industry visits, visits to our partners in educational organizations. There will be training. I'll come back to training. There'll be resources, so a lot of things, but definitely because we have such a wonderful international community, we definitely want to make sure you all at least are connected online, and we'll do some regional support as well. So let's go through these one by one. Events and learning. Ta-da! This is a new slide that I have just put together earlier today. And in fact, this is a new, these are some of the highlighted upcoming events that only I managed to fit on one slide. We are hoping to launch our updated events page on Flightcard website. So you are able to see all of these and all the details and actually register for them easily. So Bhavya, I can see you're on the call. Hello, Bhavya. Bhavya is one of our volunteers. We're working on this already, and we want to make sure that it is. Again, it's easier for you to understand what's going on, prepare ahead, but also there is that kind of easy navigation between Flightcard events, but also our industry events. So to give you an example, in terms of events and learning, we definitely have a lot of career skill workshops that we're working on or that are already planned, such as CV and applications and LinkedIn and interviews and mentoring. There's Future Flight Insights, which is a whole new flagship webinar series that we'll be launching in New Year. Where you'll be able to learn directly from the industry members. We'll be hosting panel events and webinars and tours and courses and real world challenges. And there's going to be networking opportunities for the mentor members, and volunteers and more. And so some of the things that I kind of I put here on the slide is the ones in orange, the Flightcard logo, but in orange is our industry events. So quite a few of these that I've put here are Royal Aeronautical Society. Now, Royal Aeronautical Society, as an example, they are our knowledge partners. And so everybody in Flightcard membership community will be able to get either free or just very heavily discounted tickets to the Royal Aeronautical Society events. Similarly, we've got Saxon Air, for instance, one of our industry partners. They are doing a range of different workshops. They recently launched their cabin crew training. Same here. Only to our members will be able to give you all sorts of discounts and behind the scenes opportunities. So that's all the things in orange. But for a lot of these opportunities, Flightcard will be represented there as well. So Royal Aeronautical Society will be attending most of the events, if not all. And same with quite a few of our industry partners. So that's the orange bit. Now the green bit. That's all Flightcard-led opportunities. So as you can see, December, we've got a few of the things we've already done early in the month. It is an interesting time of year, so we decided to just kind of stop at 19th. So we are going to be doing Engineers Insight Group call, the kickoff call on the 18th, which is the Thursday next week. We've got virtual networking the following day. We're going to have a few of the Flightcard team calls and then virtual networking. That's something that I actually decided on doing earlier today. Hopefully this sounds good to you guys. This isn't something we've done before, but I was like, you know what, we've done some in-person networking. Let's do a virtual one. Let's try it. Drop in the chat if you're going to be there in December, and if not in December, what month will work better, January or February? Because we'll schedule some more as well, virtual ones on kind of at least a quarterly basis. And let me see, is anybody going to be joining in January? in December. Yes, I'll be there. Yes, great. Okay, so we're going to be there. At least a couple of us will be. So yes, so career skills. That's a new webinar that I will be presenting on 20th of January, unlocking productivity and motivation. I know quite a few of our community members will be in exam season at the time, so probably at that time you'll be all so tired and so ready to go to bed and go to sleep and just not think about it. So we're going to talk about productivity and motivation. Manchester, we're going to do a members networking event in Manchester. So anybody in Manchester, Diana, I know you are. We're going to meet up and we're going to do some fun stuff around there. We have a couple of different options in terms of what is it that we're going to be doing. Also, we have a couple of venues that we're exploring together with more flexible networking opportunities. Stay tuned, we'll be releasing more information soon, but that's something that we're planning. Another career paths webinar talking about specifically jobs opportunities in future flight industry, and that's on 10th of February. Pilot Insights Group webinar on the 11th, London Members Networking on the 28th of February, and then LinkedIn and CV Clinic, where I will be able to, I wanted to say rip apart your CV. No. For those of you who have done any CV clinics or LinkedIn clinics with me or application letters as well, cover letters, they'll know that I try and be very, very thorough in my feedback. And so this is something new that I decided that we're going to be able to offer, because I know there's no such thing as a perfect LinkedIn and a perfect CV. It needs to evolve. And so it would be great to kind of do it in a live environment. We'll anonymize all the data, but we'll be able to share, to literally go through somebody's CV or somebody's LinkedIn profile and yeah, and try and help you improve it. So those are the plans. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? How does it look? More information, by the way, yes, as I mentioned, the events platform is being shaped as we speak, and we'll be able to send all the registration links, etc. We'll be able to share all of that with you. But how does it all look like? Do you see things that are of interest that you can relate to that you would like to attend? Give me a little thumbs up. Or say a little yes. Say yes in the chat. Yes, I can see some thumbs ups. I'll take it as a yes. Brilliant, thank you. Oh yeah, sounds awesome. Wish the event happens sooner, so less time to wait. Oh, bless you, thank you. Well, yeah, put it this way. A lot of them depend because at the moment a lot of them depend on my availability as well. It's because I'm selfish and I want to be at all our flight card events, but also because I think at the moment we're still just standing up the way we work. We have grown so much in the last 5 months, 6 months. We've been a team of about 4 in February, and now we're a team of 30. So we are growing, we're growing our ambition, we're growing our team, we're growing the ways we're working. And so, yes, we are also growing what we do. So thank you so much for your support and thank you for being with us. And we are going to be doing more and more and more. And of course, we'll be getting the team and the community involved more in shaping what does the future look like. So no, I'm pleased to hear that you can all relate. Right, next thing, interest and insight groups. So we have launched our pilot insight group over the summer, and we're going to be launching our engineers group later on next week. And so the idea is to actually launch a few more later on as well, because we know that yes, kind of the engineers and the pilots are the two main groups of community members that we see being active currently in FlightCloud, but hopefully maybe we'll just have a specific one for drones. Or yes, I'm really open to any ideas, but the vision for this is to create that sub community and support group essentially, where you focus on that specific interest that you have. So, say for engineering, we'll be talking about engineering, maintenance, manufacturing, and operations, and it is for anybody who is either aspiring to be in that career, to follow that career pathway, is already studying towards a degree in that area, or is already a professional, experienced professional. And so it really is just kind of that theme in interest group. And we'll be talking about career pathways and guidance of how do you get into those careers, sharing some knowledge and exciting projects. So for instance, for engineers, We have a number of our volunteers who are doing PhDs in engineering on some really, really exciting projects. It will be great for them to go and share what is it that they are working on, because some of the research, some of the development, technology development is fantastic. And hopefully that's another way for you to see what's out there, what are the opportunities available, providing clear pathways and guide. Oh, sorry, that's a duplication, isn't it? Well, now you know that this was created by a human, not an AI, and that human hasn't double checked their slides, so I apologize for that. But yes, networking, access to industry professionals, support applications and assessment with resources, with more drop-in sessions, and practical skills and peer support, and hopefully even buddying system as well. And that's kind of the interest and insight groups. Now, scholarships. Oh, I know one person online here who has been our scholar, our scholar of 2025, and it's wonderful to see that you're back, and you're continuing your journey with us. And that's really the idea, is that hopefully, especially for those who have already been involved in Flightcraft, that we can continue supporting you also through meaningful ways such as either funding. And so the Next Step scholarships that we've launched earlier this summer was all about providing you with a bit of finances to support the next career stage, and it could have been anything to do with becoming a pilot and supporting the costs of pilot training, or it could have been anything like purchasing a new piece of kit, or paying for the tickets to a conference. It really doesn't matter to us in the nicest way possible. What is it that you want to do? Because we think that there needs to be meaningful ways of supporting you financially for whatever it is that you need support with. So it shouldn't just be for the pilots, or just the scholarship of any sort. It's there for you, and you decide how you use that support. So that's kind of the Next Step scholarships. And then we've also partnered with Saxon Air on the electric flight experience. And our scholars will be going to Norwich later next year to do a flight in an electric aircraft, and spend a whole day at the airport in Norwich, and see what does the airport life look like, and learn all about helicopter service that is also being run from the airport, and the bees that they have, and all the other exciting things. But we had 8 recipients, and I think that was a fantastic start for our first cohort. But we are looking to support our members community. It is membership only opportunity for many, many years to come. Through It's not just about here's the finances, or here's the 1 day opportunity and off you go, see you never. It's hopefully all about, let's continue seeing each other, let's continue in the nicest way possible. Let's continue supporting you, and we'll be there wherever it is that you go with, in your career, from college to university, to your first job, etc., or whatever it is, the pathway that you take. So that's scholarships. And we are going to be launching a next scholarship, hopefully next year. I've also just realised that I have accidentally skipped through a few other slides. So I'm going to go back. It's because those slides were hidden. And please ignore the number of pages that I have open. There we go. So I've got this slide that I've missed. Right, let's go back to this. Career advice and guidance. That was another thing that is another thing that we have. So industry advice and mentoring. We have been hosting 2 mentoring schemes earlier this year. One of them is the bootcamp exclusive. So for our bootcamp alumni, our winners of our bootcamp was the 3 months mentoring scheme, and the other one was, or is still ongoing, RPAR-CK mentoring scheme with Flightcraft. They're so very, very different, and we are just currently reviewing the feedback from our mentees and seeing how will we evolve the future of mentoring. So that's why it was so interesting to see that mentoring wasn't necessarily as high on a priorities list that you guys have mentioned. I see somebody said I would be happy to offer mentoring to year 10, 11 students as I'm in year 12. Thank you so much for sharing it. And that's exactly what we are thinking, is maybe it's more of a buddy system rather than mentoring, where you get a more experienced professional and then a young person, and you kind of have that maybe structured relationship there. Maybe it's like different forms of engagement, and we are open and we are evaluating feedback from our mentees currently. But also seeing how can we best support you, again, by creating things that matter to you, that work to you. And so through that as well, there's executive guidance. So myself and Robin, our director, we're here to help you with those one-to-one consultations, one-to-one workshops, webinars, sessions where we go through your scene, where we go through your specific circumstances, and we help you figure out what it is that really is next for you. So please, if you are a member, if you haven't already scheduled a call, do so, say hello, ask for help because we're here for you. And same with member only career resources as well. It's all that advice and guidance in various forms. We're working on it, and it's going to be it's going to continue evolving. But we're here for you. I've mentioned scholarships, so apologies we're covering this again. And then this one I actually wanted to ask you before I go into the next slide, which is what is your main career goal for the next kind of 12 months or so? Now, how do I launch? I'm still sharing the results from something else, am I? Bear with me, stop sharing. Have you seen all this time? Have you seen the results of the survey? Have I been thinking? Well, hopefully you didn't, and if so, apologies if it was there and distracting you. Yeah, so the question is, what's your main career goal for the next 12 months? And I have a couple of different options: explore post-school or college options, such as apprenticeships, university, etc. Find a work experience, internship, placement. Find my first or next industry role. Receive career advice and guidance. Build my network and knowledge of the industry, and we only have single choice here rather than multiple choice. Oh, this is very interesting. I like this. I'm going to enter the poll here. Um, so we've got 50% find work experience, internship placement, and then 25 find my first next industry role, and 25 build my network and knowledge of the industry. So these are this is why I'm asking, because we really will be taking away all these insights and going back to design our different events and opportunities, because now I do know that all things internships and placements and work experience are should be perhaps the top of our priority list, but also exposure to the industry so that you are able to expand your network and learn and find your next role. That's there as well. Okay, great, brilliant. Thank you so much, team. That's really, really useful. So I probably should have put also the finances as well, because that would feed into scholarships. But yes, we will be doing essentially the point of all this is to say we want to have this open dialogue. We want to make sure that you see us as approachable, you see us as reachable. We are here for you. We really are here for you 24/7, and it doesn't matter whether you think the question is silly. There's no such question as silly question. We definitely want to make sure that there is that WhatsApp community if you're comfortable with that. That's perhaps something I haven't covered is that member chat, as well as training. I'll come back to training. So we are at your fingertips, and so there is the message is here is you're not alone. I want to make sure that you know that you belong here. There were many rooms in which I entered in the past, and I didn't feel like I belonged, but still are, because there aren't many people who look like me. Now, I want to make sure that Flight Crowd is full of people who look like you, is full of people who have come from all sorts of different backgrounds, so that in the future, anybody entering any room that relates to aviation, it can find somebody who looks like them, who speaks like them, who thinks like them. Um, and so we want to be inclusive to all people. And yeah, you all matter. You are, I know it's Flight Crowd, but you aren't just a crowd of people to me. You're just definitely not a number. Maybe we aren't as big as some other charities I look at big events and opportunities for thousands of people every single year, or tens of thousands of people. Maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't, but what matters to me is the ability to be there for you 24/7 with our member chats, with everything that we do. Training is another example, making sure that you are prepared to enter that workforce, that you feel the most confident, the most ready self. and that is about career skills, that is about how you feel personally. We'll be launching a number of events that look at helping you discover yourself and how is it that you feel, and the skills and the I suppose characteristics that you have, and how can you leverage all of that wonderful bouquet, for lack of a better word, bouquet of things that define you, and use that to your advantage going forward in your career. So yes, training, will come back to training. We're working on that, but it's all about you. You're at the heart of Flight Crowd. And so if you're a member, I'm so grateful that you are. Thank you for supporting us, and hopefully you see that we're here to support you. And if you aren't, this is a wonderful opportunity before the year ends to give this as a gift to your friend, or um, your son or daughter, or nephew or niece or somebody. And of course, if it is yourself, then yeah, hopefully we'll continue seeing you for many weeks, months, and years to come in our community. So I think this is the final question for me. What is the thing that most interests you in the work that Flipkart is doing? What can we do for you? Type in the chat in terms of any specific topics, opportunities, organizations, or any membership aspects that excite you, that you would like to explore, that you would like for us to focus on. I mean, I kind of heard a lot about networking, and I've seen work experience as well. Events happening sooner. I've seen all of that. Anything else that we've missed? What's the one thing, or maybe a few things that really stand out? Gaining insight into the industry in a practical manner. Yep, webinars and work experience. Brilliant. We've got plenty of that. Really like the boot camp. Thank you, Michael. Getting to work on a design with a fellow aviation enthusiast was really fun. So that's something that we hope to continue doing, those industry projects. Maybe we can complicate them for those of you who have already been through some of our, I suppose, more informative and introductory sessions like the bootcamp challenges. We've got networking events, Flight Crowd going to their shows. I mean, Flight Crowd did go to their shows in the past, and we have been to Farnborough and React, or International 92. Oops, apologies, my laptop falling. We are going to be going to Air Show to Farnborough next year. So definitely bear with us as we finalize our plans. But again, this is all great. I hear you. I hear you. I'm making notes. I'm going to save the chat, and we'll be able to go back to this later. Work experiences, yes, and absolutely, especially work experiences that relate to future flight sector specifically. So all things drones, sustainable aviation. There's a lot of work experiences that exist in civil aviation and commercial aviation, but we want to make sure that you are able to learn about the future and gain the experience there. I only wish it was less during a less busy period. Michael, sorry, what do you mean? Which the boot camp, or what was during the less busy period? Um, the webinars. If either way, whatever it is that you refer to, sorry, we will definitely be doing everything, hopefully throughout the year, with a lot of recordings and abilities to revisit and go back to things and ask more questions and stuff. Interview prep workshops. Ah, Sim, brilliant suggestion. We've actually done one of our first interview preparation sessions with our Flight Crowd mentoring scheme, so the bootcamp alumni mentoring scheme. We have done that interview preparation session for somebody ahead of their interviews in university. That was the first time that we've done something like that. They had incredible feedback to us, and they have gone to university, to two of the university interviews, and they said that it was really transformative for them to have done that preparation with us. So we will be definitely looking to do more of this. Thank you. Just like I do school visits, what would also be cool is interviews with various industry professionals. So interviews with industry professionals, yes, that is going to be launching next year as part of the Future Flight career series. And then school visits, yes, we do. We have kind of paused on large school visits. We still do that. So if you do have any ideas, any specific schools that you would like for us to visit, in fact, I'm going to go to the next slide. You'll be able to see our contact details here as well. So please drop us an email. We've got quite a few different ideas of which schools to go to. We just need to evaluate whether it's something that we're able to do, given that we already have so many events that we have committed to go to. But no, we absolutely want to continue doing that larger scale outreach as well, going to classrooms and assemblies and career fairs for sure. Absolutely. Michael, yes, the boot camp. The boot camp was the busy period. Still had schools who could only spend so much time in design. Michael, feel free to revisit your design and submit it for us to showcase. In fact, that's something else that we haven't necessarily done. We're looking at ways to showcase all of our members' designs, your portfolios, your profiles. We have a couple of ideas. Oh, excuse me. Bear with us. We'll work on it. But we definitely want to make sure that you get the spotlight that you deserve. School visits is a great idea as most schools don't have information to get into the aviation industry. Yep. Absolutely. So we'll certainly we already have some partnerships with schools around the UK. We'll be looking to do much more of that. Same with aviation colleges, even though some of the students, sorry, most of the students already studying in those aviation colleges are already kind of bought into the whole idea of I want to go and work in aviation. It doesn't always mean that they know about the future of the sector and they they have those meaningful pathways. So we'll absolutely be supporting them for sure. So yes to school visits. Also visit to the aerodrome was really cool. Yes, Michael, of course, because you went to an aerodrome with us. I think it was last September and it was Aylesbury Aerodrome. It was my first time going into a control tower. Yep, they sort of experienced the hard to come by. So I'm very grateful to Flightcare for providing us with this opportunity. Thank you, Michael. And yeah, hopefully this was the first time we've done the aerodrome visit and definitely not the last one. So absolutely, we hear you. We're taking those, and thank you so much for putting it all in the chat. Any other questions, guys? Please feel free to put it in the chat before we wrap up in a moment. But yes, if you aren't already, it seems like all of you are already involved. So thank you for all your support. Please do share the message of our community with your teachers, with your parents, with your colleagues, with your friends. We're really, as I said before, we are not closing down. We're not wrapping up. There's way too many young people who I think need us, who appreciate the support that we give. So based on your feedback. So thank you for all of this. Thank you for being with us. We're here for you. And yes, please get involved. That's everything from me. And let me just see, are there any last moment questions? I'll just give you all a second. No, hopefully it's all good. Let me know if it's all good, if you're all happy, if we can all go. But from my side, as a member, you all have the access to myself and Robin, as mentioned, all of our volunteer community. Please feel free to drop us a message anytime. We've got our emails, we've got our WhatsApp chats as well. Oh yes, Sim, could you just go back to the slide with the QR codes? Yes, of course. Yes, here we go. Ta-da! In fact, I probably can send you this slide as well in the chat so you'll be able to share it. I would really appreciate if you share it wider as well. So there we go. Perfect. Thank you so much, team. Hopefully no other questions. I really appreciate all your time. I appreciate your availability and yes, thank you for being here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for being part of Flightcard. And I can't wait to support you in your next career steps. We're here for you. I'm repeating myself, but we're just really passionate. I love it all. I love you all, guys. Thank you so much for your time. And we will see you soon. Feel free to get in touch anytime. Speak to you later, everybody. Cheers.